and then a sharp right angle turn. And so they put warning signs. Curve ahead. Slow down. Curve ahead. Sharp turn ahead. And then later on, that was at first, then later on, when technology advanced, they actually put solar things on there. They had lights that But still, no matter how many signs, no matter what they did, cars would invariably ignore all the signs and just barrel and then end up in the woods. There were woods there, and luckily there was a lot of cushion. They landed into the trees.
Yeah.
But we have standards in our life. I mean, you go to the doctor. Aren't you glad that there were some standards, that they had to take some tests before they operated on you? Aren't you glad for some standards? And then you realize they probably cleaned utensils before they even worked on your teeth. You ever think about that? How many mouths has that utensil been in before it was in yours? And are you hoping that they cleaned it? But there's some standards, and we live in a world that we do want standards. When I get on an airplane, I want to make sure that pilot has passed some tests, right?
No, he's not a Christian.
I don't want to say, I just want to fly. I've always wanted to fly a jet. Really? Oh, great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Or even mechanics. For an airplane, aren't you glad there's some standards that when you get in an airplane, they check off all these checkpoints about everything that's done on that airplane, so to make sure that when you get in the air, it can land? I don't know if you've heard about, I think it's a true story, about Oli and Lena. They were flying on a vacation. And this is the olden days, Oli and Lena folks, usually are the olden days. And they're flying on a jet with four jets. And they're flying, and the pilot comes over.
I like candy.
Attention please, one of our jets has now lost power. But we will make it, just take a little bit longer. Also, attention please, two other jets have lost power, but we can make it on one jet. And also, our fourth jet has now lost power. And Oli turns to me and says, boy, it's going to take really a long time to get there. So turn to Matthew 19. But aren't you glad for standards? And isn't it ironic that people want standards in every part of life except when it comes to marriage and life? The major parts of life, the major building blocks of a family and of society, and it's like they want to throw that out. They want to just be so confused about it. They want to live in confusion. And if you criticize or you say, well, that doesn't make sense or that doesn't follow the Bible, they look at you like you're mean, that you don't have love in your heart. But ask them, would they want to live in a home that isn't built according to standards? Would they ever want to get in a plane that wasn't put together with standards? Ask them some of those other questions. So in Matthew 19, we have the Pharisees who are coming to test Jesus as they would ask him questions and try to test him. So some Pharisees came to him to test him. Verse 3, they asked, is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any reason? And Jesus said, haven't you read that at the beginning the Creator made them male and female? For this reason a man shall leave his father and mother, be united to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Okay, so as we go through this, and I'm going to try to go through this quickly. I know this is foundational for so many. You've heard this all your life. But I just feel that it's very important for you to understand that when people say Jesus did not talk about homosexual marriage, I believe he did by setting the standard right here. He set the standard right here. When he said, how did God intend it? How did God? So he went back to the original design. So somebody says, no, yeah, we can allow that because they love each other, they're committed to each other. Okay, it doesn't even make sense naturally, bodily. It doesn't make sense. God designed a man and a woman, and that's the beginning. That's the original plan. So we say, man's plans versus man's plans. Right now you can say, well, that's Rolf's idea, and you go down the street, there would be another church that says, no, it's okay. Okay, we're not talking about man's idea versus man's idea. And so when the Pharisees came to Jesus and said, well, some people say this, and some people say this, and what do you say? Which camp are you in? Which denomination do you agree with? Which church leader do you agree with? And Jesus cuts right